plan and for me on the off chance that I'm truly fair understanding what I know now about who I wedded. I could never have hitched him, you realize. We've simply consistently occurrences. Why I recently realized that this won't turn out for me right. So I needed to sort out some way to change without losing everything you all not Jeezy getting presented. To faking his separation, the fresh insight about the separation has had us in a stranglehold for a hot moment at this point. Yet incidentally, Jeezy was tricking us from the beginning and had no expectations of truly separating from Jeannie. Word on the roads is that he was attempting to get a few exposure for his new book and young lady. He is getting hauled for faking this sort of dramatization. There's a ton of dramatization to unload here on the grounds that the show just got crazy. A ton of the things I did. In light of the fact that I was attempting to get approval, I maintain that individuals should be aware of my issue, young lady. Each time we get refreshes all in all Jenny May and Jeezy separation tune and continues to get increasingly more peculiar. Really, it's beginning to feel like some sort of intricate satire show. Now the grapevine is humming with murmurs that Jeezy may very well drop the entire thing any day now, since he's hoping to fix things up with Jamie Kidd. A few sources, even case he never truly needed a separation in any case. It was all a trick to rustle up some consideration for his most recent book. I mean, might you at any point accept it's a wild story, yet fans sort of accept it in light of the fact that the entire dramatization appears to be somewhat crude. You must confess that timing was obvious. He dropped the separation bomb just after Jenny shared that delightful video of her and their little girl discussing the book as she was somewhat advancing the book she composed today. I praise a surprising achievement accomplished by my better half Jeezy, whose diary difficulty available to be purchased has taken off to the New York Times blockbusters list. This second isn't a demonstration of your scholarly abilities, child, yet an acknowledgement of your capacity to motivate through the force of narrating. I'm perpetually thankful for your voice in this world, respected to stroll close to you, my affection. So how in the world did they go from Jeannie gloating about him and building up via virtual entertainment to getting a separation a couple of days after the fact? Well, except if there was no separation to begin with. See, individuals are currently discussing how helpful the planning of this whole dramatization is. I mean, Jeezy required a few exposure for his new book, and out of nowhere some hot separation dramatization springs. All of a sudden, definitely. That is not dubious at all. I mean, it was uncovered that he had initially begun the separation procedures back in June, which implies that he had trusted that months will unveil the news to her. So on the off chance that he was truly wanting to separate from her, you'd believe that he might want to hang tight for a long time, more to ensure that she doesn't look senseless for a prepared spouting over a man to dump her. Except if this was all decisively arranged out from the very outset, obviously. And the thing is, the dynamic took a gander at the circumstance, fundamentally from all points, yet there's nothing that appears to fit. And the separation didn't check out. I mean, the circumstance was a wreck. And afterward, not long after the news broke, reports began circumventing that the explanation that Jeezy had recorded was that Jeannie had gone behind his back with Mario Lopez, who is her co-anchor on the show Additional Television. It didn't take the gossip long to spread since, well, individuals have been discussing Jenny and Mario briefly. There was discussion about how they acted so comfortable and coy with one another. Jenny May, first day at the specific employment, folks. Hello, glad Vietnamese young lady. We're both original. I will have her connect me with some Vietnamese. I know a smidgen assuming individuals were contemplating whether this could be another T.J. Holmes Amy Robot circumstance, particularly since they were much of the time contacting Feely with one another. Anyway, sources in her camp rushed to close down the talk, guaranteeing that she had never betrayed Jeezy. They likewise guaranteed that while she and Mario had a well-disposed relationship, things never turned heartfelt between them. They additionally guaranteed that cheating didn't have anything to do with the separation. However, at that point, things took a fascinating turn. When Jeannie's previous reason, Tamar Braxton, said something on her new show about how Jeannie presumably did something very foul to Jeezy for him to seek legal separation. Yet let me let you know something, when you all seek legal separation, it's over no doubt cause, as a rule folks don't strike first, not profound like that, nah, so anything it might'd at any point have been two motivations behind why a man leaves his significant other, or petition for legal separation. Number one is another lady pushing him to do it oak. Or number two is something genuine fouling down you feel that was infatuated. I feel so terrible for her. As of now, we were beginning to ponder precisely exact thing was going on in light of the fact that nothing appeared to be legit. The circumstance got stranger when the story addressed E.T. about the justification behind the separation, saying Gay's and Jeannie Mae's forthcoming separation originates from various perspectives. They weren't in total agreement. When it came to specific family values and assumptions, they had various perspectives, and each felt like their necessities weren't totally met. Yet here's what this appears to be a strong reason right away yet. When you consider it, the math just was something distraught. I mean, no doubt Jeannie and Jeezy come from various foundations and social contrasts could have come into place, yet they've generally demanded that it worked for them anyway. There are a few substantial worries here, with fans estimating that Jenny's mother and sibling moving in with them not long after they got hitched might have caused a strain that at last prompted their separation. And we should not fail to remember that Jeannie herself conceded on the Shan Goods web recording that both she and her mother have a seriously hot attitude. For instance, I have a truly hot attitude. Not a many individuals know this yet. It's only something in my family. I've seen it my grandma. I'm sorry, I saw it in my granddad, to my grandma, to my mother, on to my aunties. To me, living with two ladies who have a terrible attitude can be a ton to manage, and fans begin to hypothesize that Janie's relationship with her family could have been the explanation that things got odd between them. Individuals brought up their family moving in with another couple is quite often a poorly conceived notion and can cause some pressure in the marriage, in addition to the way that her mom has been portrayed as being especially hard to coexist with. Again, this would have been an extraordinary clarification for the separation, with the exception of the way that it didn't check out, since Jeezy himself said that he cherished Jenny's family values and the powerful that she has with him. And he even commended her for them. I love my family, man. Definitely I love our dynamic. I love the manner in which we rock. I love the way we individuals don't comprehend it, since it ain't so much for them to comprehend. And you know similarly, as well as I probably am aware, like my better half from the Narrows. So I don't have the foggiest idea why individuals getting misjudged. In addition to the fact that he said all that, yet he likewise continued forever about how her qualities enlivened him to attempt to fix the terrible relationship that he had with his father. He even uncovered that he was attempting to construct a relationship with his cousins and different individuals from his more distant family, all in view of Ginny's family values. That is the main design of a family. I've at any point seen you realize individuals plunking down eating, and chatting, tidying up the kitchen together, like you understand what I'm talking about, such that I will never see again. That right in socially her family, they're truly close. You understand what I'm talking about. And they truly do a ton of things together, which makes it simpler for me to get things done with my family. So how did things turn out from cherishing our family values to separating from her? As a result of it, like I said, the math wasn't technique, and this whole circumstance appeared to be crude AF. Additionally, isn't it fascinating how each of the sources were advantageously indicating that Jenny was the justification behind the separation? And there was no one discussing how Jeezy might have likewise played a part. To play, definitely, they sure would have zero desire to sing Jeezy's public picture. When he has a book composing on the consideration, then the things veered off in an unexpected direction. When insiders detailed that Jenny didn't need a separation, a source addressed page 6 and guaranteed that she would have been challenging this separation, saying Judy May is crushed that her marriage is finished and needs her nuclear family back. Truly, Jenny maintains that her marriage should work and believes that her family should be one strong unit. She is crushed. Thickus petitioned for legal separation. Dee Dee profoundly adores Jeezy, and she needs to figure out things she didn't get hitched to get separated from. This was not a piece of the arrangement. I mean, Jeannie did guarantee after her most memorable separation that she had absolutely no point ever needed to get hitched in the future.